This video, 10 organization hacks for your closet, is one of my most popular videos. You absolutely loved these ideas, but here's the truth. 3 years later, some of these ideas worked really well, but some of them caused new problems. Today, my friends, we are fixing it. I'm going to show you what worked, what I had to replace, and what I would never ever buy again. If you have a small, cluttered closet space like this before picture, these hacks are for you. We rent an 1,100 square foot home and we downsized from a house with 6 bedrooms and a walk-in closet. So this is all relative when we talk about small spaces, but for us, this was a major downsizing move. Many of you told me that your rental closet configuration was either exactly like this one or very, very similar. This organization closet product review is going to help you cut through that clutter, but there's no way around it. The first thing we have to do is go through the closet and get rid of some things. When I edited my closet, I was ready to get rid of a lot of things, and you may or may not be there, but I was ready to accept the phase of life that I was in, which for one thing meant no more high heels. Closet lighting is going to make the biggest difference in the way your closet feels, but I no longer recommend these Walmart lights, and I'll tell you why. The lights gave me the brightness I was looking for, and they have a little remote control, but these guys take 6 batteries per light. So now I am only using closet lights that are rechargeable. No more batteries for me. And I will, of course, link to all these products in my description box and also in my first comment. I still love Command Adhesive Velcro for anything in a rental or temporary closet space. Yes, Dollar Tree carries a knockoff brand, but I just don't find that the quality is great, especially when it comes time to take it down. You'll notice that globe light in the middle of the hallway ceiling. We have replace that with a higher luminosity light, and it was really easy to do. When we are done renting, we can just replace it with the original. There's nothing like a clean slate, and as long as we're going through this process, I highly recommend you take absolutely everything off the surface and do a deep cleaning. It's a great idea after you've cleaned to add a moisture absorber to this space. If you're ready to get your closet in shape but don't know where to start, I have a free resource for you. It's the Closet Detox course. That QR code will direct you to my free course where you can get started on your own closet makeover. My next closet organizing hack is to consider having a dresser space either in the closet or near the closet. I used a couple Dollar Tree items to create a custom drawer organizing system. This is great for a temporary system, but I would recommend that you invest in something a little sturdier. Maybe you have an area of your closet that's like ours here. It's a 90-degree angle from the door frame, so it's not easy to reach, and a lot of times it's wasted space. I had originally thought I might put some shelves here that were easy to access, and I still may do that on the other side. But for now, I think this is going to be the perfect place to store things like formal clothes and suits that we wear often enough that we don't need to put them in storage, but not often enough that we really need access every single day. So for now, this part of the closet up to this 90-degree angle here is going to be covered bags of more formal clothes. Of all the closet organizing hacks in this video, this next one was by far the most controversial. I am not a fan of these kinds of shoe racks. Shoes are one of the most challenging things to organize because they take up so much space, but putting them behind a door or on a wall, to me, is very unsightly. Once you've decided on the shoes you love and are really going to wear, I still love this rack from Walmart. It's a great value for the price, and you can put it in so many different places. Now, we chose to put it on the top rack of our closet, and so many of you told me you would never, ever do that in a million years. I agree, because a lot of you told me that the dirt and debris from the bottom of those shoes just falls down on your clothes. And I completely get that, but hear me out. Because these shoe racks do not go at an angle, they go perfectly horizontally. You don't have to store shoes there. You can store t-shirts, You can store anything that's in a shoebox. You can store bed linens. So they really do make a wonderful system for small closet top shelves. In the 3 years that have passed since this video, we're now storing most of our shoes on the floor of our closet, just as so many of you recommended. But I will say that because for some of us it's difficult to bend over and get those shoes because of arthritis or mobility issues, this may be one of the hacks that you need to use. But no matter where you choose to store your shoes, you will get the very most out of your space if you use this little tip. Instead of facing both shoes with the tip pointing out, place one shoe with the tip going in and one shoe with the tip going out, as you see here, and that is going to really condense the space that those shoes take up. If I'm being really honest, I've gotten rid of about 90% of the shoes that you see here. So it's much easier now for me to store them because I just have fewer shoes. And the ones I do have, I really, really love. They're comfortable and they fit with my lifestyle today. If you're working with a small budget for a closet organization, I recommend starting with steps 7 and 8. Take everything off that hanging rack and cover it with white contact paper. In this original video, I used Cricut paper because I got it on a deep discount. It's already cut to a narrow size and it's just really quick and easy to use, but it is a lot more expensive. So you can go with the white contact paper that I've linked in my description box, in my first comment, and also in my YouTube shop. This one simple step is going to streamline the look of your closet dramatically. No more yucky pole made of metal or wood. I still stand by these Walmart Better Homes and Gardens velvet covered hangers, and I'll tell you why. First of all, in the 3 years since I bought them, I have not had a single hanger break. Whether you're hanging strappy clothes, satiny clothes, or cotton, the velvet coating on these hangers keeps any kind of material from slipping off the sides. Bella is my trusty sidekick, my long-haired dachshund, and she was so bored by this whole process of me rehanging everything on these hangers. She's doing great today. She's a little older and a little bit slower, just like I am, but I just thought I'd keep that in there for those of you who are fans of Bella. Just by covering the closet rod and replacing mismatched hangers with all the same hangers, we have really upgraded the look of this rental closet. And yes, that contact paper has stood the test of time and it still looks great. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because your very favorite closet organizing hack is still coming up. And even if you're on a really tight budget and you can only do these changes little by little, I hope that you'll see they are well worth it in upgrading the look and the feel of your closet. After all, this is an area in our homes that we use every single day, usually many, many times a day. So an investment here is well worth it, not just in the way you look, but the way you feel about your space. In order to make the very most of this space, I'm going to show you some of my favorite space savers. Prices at Dollar Tree have gone up, so these flexible cutting mats used to be 2 for $1. Can you believe that? Now they're 2 for either $1.25 or $1.50, but still a great deal for this project. Start by cutting 2-inch strips lengthwise. Once you have a number of those plastic strips, you'll want to measure at 2-inch intervals. You can use a regular office supply hole punch if you do these one at a time. This is such a simple to make idea, but you all absolutely loved it. And yes, it has stood the test of time. These flexible cutting mats are not only budget friendly, but they're really, really sturdy. You can use this hanging strip for shirts, t-shirts, leggings, just about anything that you can think of. And I will link an alternate to this. If you don't want to make it, you just want to buy something like this. Now, many of you told me that you use tabs from the tops of cans to do the same thing, and that's something I haven't tried. But if you have tried that, comment below and let me know which method you would prefer. Many of you told me that you have absolutely no space for any kind of a drawer or dresser system. So a shelf closet organizer is another option for you. My advice on these is that they are not all created equal. Now, I'm not a huge fan of these. I'd prefer to use my dresser. But in this situation, you can see that I use this really sturdy set from Walmart, which I'll link, as a sorting helper. So even if you don't use them to store things on an everyday basis, while you're cleaning out your closet, they may be really helpful for you. You may have noticed that I like to use a lot of closet organizers that are multi-function. So these S-hooks are not expensive. I know Dollar Tree is selling these now as well, but they can hold belts, scarves, and all kinds of things. If you do better hanging things like t-shirts and camis where you can see them clearly, this is a great tool for you. Now, we've talked about this before on my channel. Some of us are team clear, using storage items that we can see through to see what's in those boxes. And some of us are on team solid, where we prefer not to see the visual clutter. I found these clear acrylic oversized shoe boxes from Walmart to be such a great storage helper. My formula for storage is that items I use every day, I can store in solid containers because I use them often enough to remember what's in there. But items that I'm storing up high, like the ones in this closet, I really need a clear container because it's so easy for me to forget what is in there. This way I can see them from the floor and I don't waste time looking through multiple boxes. Once again, I have gotten rid of about 90% of the things I stored in these boxes. So I no longer really need them in the top of my closet, but I've repurposed them in different parts of my house, and they have definitely stood up over the last 3 years. If you're organizing a home office space, a craft space, or children's toy area, these boxes are also great for those. And let me just take a moment to tell those of you who have been with me for these last 3 years, thank you so very much. I hope that you've grown as much as I have in this organizing and downsize journey, and our friendship has meant the world to me. This simple purse organization hack was one of your favorites and one of the ones that you commented the most on, and all you need to do it is a pool noodle. To keep those purses from falling over, just cut the pool noodle to fit each bag, insert it, and then you will have so much more space in your purse storage. If you found my channel, Skip to My Life, through the original video that we're talking about today, would you put the word me in the comment section? I would love to know how many of you found me and discovered this community through this original video. One of my biggest pet peeves is sorting through jewelry, especially those delicate chains that get tangled and knotted. I just do not have the time for or the patience for that anymore. And so this quest for the perfect jewelry organizer has been haunting me for years. I showed you this one from Walmart, which I really love because it has a black background. And I was surprised to find how much easier it makes that for me to find my jewelry, just that black background and the contrast of the jewelry. I found one I like even better, and I'm going to link that in my description box, first comment, and my YouTube store. And by the way, most of the items that I used in this original video have not really gone up much in price. A lot of them are still $10 or under. This is still a great little organizer for those of you who don't wear a lot of jewelry. It would be also good if you're passing jewelry down and you want to do that in an organized way. I originally loved these stacking trays for my everyday jewelry, but over time they started falling over. They just weren't practical, so I don't recommend those. And then there's always this hack. If you have lots of extra jewelry, you can donate it to the grade school child of your choice to play dress up or save it for your grandkids. The more clunky the jewelry and outdated it is, the better they seem to like it. I gave this to my niece and she really got a kick out of it. I never want to show you organizing methods that look great for a week but then fall apart a month later. So that's why I brought back the original video with these 10 hacks and gave it a complete overhaul. So I hope that you've gotten some fresh inspiration on some new ideas that you may want to try and some things to avoid. One of my goals for this year is to take advantage of that shop tab on my YouTube homepage. So I want to make it really easy for you to check out any of the 17 items I've mentioned in this episode. These are the items I wish someone had told me I needed when we downsized from a 6-bedroom home to an 1,100 square foot rental. I want to make it easy for you to live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget, no matter what the shape or size of your closet. If you haven't already, I sure hope that you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up because I have so many more tips and hacks for you coming up this year. If you love this video, you're gonna want to get started with your own project by watching this one next. No matter what's going on today in your life, my friend, do not forget that today is not the end of your story. So do not give up.